Hello. It's July 26, 2023. It's a SIG Node CI working group. Welcome, everybody. We are currently in test freeze, so I think we need to look at the dashboards and see what's happening, how we prepared for release. And we have a few items on our agenda. Yeah, and the first item is actually not related to release. I asked last time if anybody wants to participate in bug triage and maybe like lead this meeting, so we'll have more people rotating with that. And Mike says that he wants to try bug triage today. Mike, are you still okay with that?
Yeah, I'm happy to try triage today.
Thank you, Mike. If anybody else interested, please reach out, and I hope that we'll have more people rotating, doing triage and watching the status of CI jobs. Next item is Francesco. Do you want to talk about it?
Yes, thank you. I will be quick because this point in time is more an announcement. So I have a backport, and while reviewing, David pointed out, hey, how come the GPU lane is failing? So very fair question. I'm investigating that. I filed a very trivial PR, which cannot possibly break GPU lane because it's literally one comment. And it seems the lane is already broken, which is interesting. So I will report my findings. If anyone has experience with GPU lane and or remember past incidents, just reach out to me so we can make progress and fix that. Because my feeling at this point in time is the lane is broken for pretty much the stable branches, because I see no difference between the configuration of all the stable branches. So I will update folks as soon as I get more information.
Thank you. Yeah, along the same lines, I was trying to understand what we did for release, and we did enable a few more test lanes. Specifically for multi-NUMA, we have CI jobs and we have standalone jobs, but standalone jobs are still failing. I don't know if Swati on the line today. Swati sent a fix that didn't actually fix the situation, so it's still failing. I really hope that we can get them back to green, not back to green, like we'll make the test definition green, so it will run successfully the same way as CI jobs are running. Same with ARM jobs, and ARM job is interesting because they just got broken like a few days back. So 721, what is this? They were running green, and then end of 21st they start failing, which is very unexpected. So you see, like a bunch of tests were here, and then suddenly we have failures. Yeah, probably need to investigate and understand what's happening. Another thing that is failing is one of the new tests that we added in this release, tests for a new status of that CRI is supposed to return. It's specifically for I think for containerd 1.7. Yeah, I think this is 1.7 containerd. And like the failing test is this new one. So container terminated by killer should return reason set to killed. This is a new test we added in this release, but it was passing just recently. So very surprisingly, it started failing just maybe a few days back. It may be related to containerd version, like maybe they changed something in their branch, but I don't know. Like something that worth investigating. And then, yeah. And I also looked at a few other tests. I think some other tests, all other tests failing not. Oh, release blocking. Yeah, I remember. Release blocking is also one test failing here. Yeah, this is device manager. Yeah. I don't know if anybody has a context for this test specifically, but it also started failing just recently.
I do. Is it constantly failing or is it flaking?
So I think it's flaking mostly. Yeah, I see flakes. I
Okay,
thought
flakes are bad enough, but just to give to have a bit context, yeah, flakes are totally bad. I should improve that. Yeah, yeah.
Sergey, sorry, I was on mute trying to. Are you noticing more failures in container D related tests? There was a PR merged. I'll give you the link, which overrode vendor directories for container D. Let me just give you that PR. So there was a discussion going on whether the fix should come from copy from container D or wait a minute, where's the chat here? Yeah, yeah. So this PR overrides a lot of files in container D folder in vendor directly, and this code may or may not even exist in container D. So that we need to check whether why this PR was merged. There is a, if you scroll down, there is a discussion where someone points out from containerd that the fix was already in place in containerd repo by copy.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what's the date on it. July 20th. Okay.
So whoever is going to bump the containerd, they're going to face the conflict when they do that because of this change.
Can you just go back to that ARM64 test real quick?
Okay.
Was that the one that was failing because of a broken bug this morning that was fixed?
No, it's not this morning. It started failing a few days back. Actually,
Okay.
it's around the same time as a different one. As a release blocking thingy. Oh no, not the release blocking. What was it? Yeah, this is 721 Ubuntu serial with
Yes, I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
looking.
So yeah, so this bug has been fixed. It was.
oh wait, this is ARM, right?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm lost in my tabs. So ARM test started failing 721. You can see here. And which one? Like there was another one that started failing around the same time, I think. Oh, this I think 1.7 container D.
Yeah, that ARM one was that empty node end thing, and is that the PR that was supposed to fix it?
Is there more?
I might be familiar with that 1.7 as well for container D. No, so that fixed the ARM64 jobs. There were also failures expected on the container D 1.7 tests because we merged to breaking change a few days ago, which should be resolved now because they all got backported properly. It's not this.
Okay.
It's basically the bucket change, right? So we changed the buckets where you pull the blobs from, the unzipped binaries. But it's all been backported now, so all that should go green today.
Yeah, but so which test it's supposed to fix? ARM?
Yeah, ARM will be fixed because of the fixed node env, but the container D 1.7 E2E test had a separate bug that was fixed.
So I see this ARM still failing. So last run was this morning, and it started failing 7.
Right. Can you click the most recent run, please?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a bug in the test code.
Do you recognize this bug?
If you scroll down, that looks like whatever was installed in container D didn't finish it properly. Interesting. This is quite new. It doesn't look like the other ones.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I can take a look later.
thanks. I will create the box for that. So do I need to mention you there? What is
Sorry.
your what's your GitHub account to mention you?
It's let me put in the chat.
Okay. Okay, now I put a voice to the GitHub account that I see quite frequently. Hello.
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of things lately. And they might start becoming more noticeable quite soon.
Okay. So yeah, let's see if those are critical for release, and if such, we can try to fix them. Okay, and CRI jobs, I think there is no new failures. I glanced over, and I think they're all known failures, like serial still failing and eviction failing. I don't remember what serial was. Yeah, the same mirror pod. Yeah. Guess we need to, I don't know, like we're still having this eviction test and like a few serial tests in a very bad state. So we need to find time. Okay, anything else related to test or maybe related to upcoming release? Okay, then Dixie.
Hi, a few weeks ago, I had presented the OSS test guidance doc. I've also attached the PR link to the doc to the meeting notes in here. I would like to request everyone to take a look at it and drop in if you have any suggestions before I merge before I go ahead and get it reviewed and merged. There was one suggestion from one of the reviewers that we add dashboards for each architecture and each cloud provider. So initially we had decided that we'll have just 4 dashboards. One was SIG Node default, the other one is SIG Node kubelet, then SIG Node containerd. I think, yeah, 3 main dashboards. So I'm thinking maybe I'll multiply that by 2, one for each cloud provider, GC and EC2. And then inside each dashboard, whatever whatever sub dashboard we have, we can run it for each architecture. So if anyone has any thoughts about it, yeah, please comment on the PR. Just wanted to let everyone know that we had initially decided on 3 main dashboards. I'm planning to multiply that by 2 for each cloud service provider. And inside each dashboard, we'll have tests for each architecture. Yeah, that's all from my end.
Yeah, Mohammed, I don't know what your opinion here, but I think the goal here is to make dashboards as neutral as possible from vendor perspective. So naming dashboards by after the cloud will defeat the purpose. Like we want to save money by running some tests in one cloud, some tests in another cloud, and being flexible there. And if you start having 2 dashboards, you'll start saying like, let's run all the tests and all the clouds, which defeats.
I think I was talking about a tab, not dashboards. Might have used the wrong word.
Could you please say that again?
Yeah, I think I was referring to a tab, right? Not quite sure how you do it. 1 second, let me see. 1 second. If you look at the COPS test grid, for example, which is quite nice, they've got a dashboard for every permutation that they test, right? Because effectively we'll have a lot of permutations to test based on your operating system, the container runtime, C groups, the architecture and what cloud that test is going to run on, because we're going to test different OSs on different clouds, because some don't exist on the other ones, and then there's different mutations of the same OS in different clouds. So we probably want to test that as well. So the way Cops does is quite nice because they've got a tab. So they've got the main dashboard Cops, and they've got tabs for all the different permutations that they care about.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at it right now. So they do have tabs named like Cops GCE, right? And then Cops Distro, Amazon 2, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they haven't got around to testing ARM stuff yet. So I don't think they have. But when they do, though, there'll be twice as many tabs, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think they need to test those compatibilities, right? I think what we're trying to do in SIG Node is test kubelet mostly.
Yeah.
So kubelet behavior rather than compatibility with clouds and operating systems. That's why we want just a few operating systems for different flavors, and try to be as neutral as possible. So we even discussed like we don't want specific devices which specific to cloud.
Yeah, I'm happy to eliminate the cloud if we're testing the vanilla OSs on each cloud vendor, but I don't think we're doing that right now.
Do you
With
have
the exception
example?
of cars, the other images are flavored. They're not the public images of their OS vendors.
Yeah, I mean, there is a trade-off of generic image and image that is easier to use on the cloud, right? So I don't know what like there is no right answer what to use, but we try to be as I mean, we want to make it easier on us to use these tests. So being
Yeah, I
extremely
agree.
neutral is sometimes hard. So we need to understand how, like, what kind of permutations we need.
Yeah, sounds fine. And the other thing that Cops does, which is very nice, is all of that you see on your screen right now is it's not generated by hand. Because that grid has like 700 different jobs on there, 600, sorry. So they don't generate it by hand. They've got generated this all of that. That's one of the things I'm thinking of applying here, because we're gonna have as many permutations as they do.
Yeah, I think having the automated like automated code to yield the job name, that looks fine. But yeah, maybe we can discuss offline as to
Yeah.
to finalize the dashboards. That might be helpful. So does that sound good to you? Like after the
Yeah, sounds
meeting?
fine. We need to resolve that first before I even do any work, because I need to know what OSs we're testing, what CRIs we're testing, where they're
Mhm.
gonna run. Then I can go and the generator is already written. I just need to give it the right set of OS permutations.
Sure. So yeah, let me think about it a bit, and then after the meeting, we can finalize what ones are needed. Maybe we could run, like Sergey said, we could run a few jobs on one provider and few on the other, just to make sure that there is some neutrality there. And yeah, we can also discuss about what OS images should we finalize there. And yeah, then we
Yeah,
can
sounds good.
just close it out.
Okay, let's discuss an NPR. I think we started. I hope we will finalize it by opening of 129 release, so we can start reshuffling tests early in a release
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah, we can finalize it this week. It's just one or two permutations here and there that we're missing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rush. I'm busy hashing out some Keep Test 2 stuff, so we can use it more widely. But there's a lot of legwork that I need to do. I think that will take up a fair amount of time for the rest of this release cycle.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, then let's go into triage really quick. There is a dashboard. a few more. Bear with me while I opening all the bugs. A couple ARM. Yes. Anyway. Okay, added unkill test for init container and fixed titles. I think it's low priority. I don't think we will take it. Yeah. I think we will take it this release. If anybody interested to take a look, sounds like an easy thing to look at.
Yeah, I can review that one. I've looked at the kill
Oh,
test.
yeah, we already asked Dixie.
No worries.
Dixie, you fine with unit to talk?
Sorry, could you please say that again?
Last week you said you'll take a look at this. I don't know why I didn't move it from triage.
I think I missed it. Yeah, I'm fine with other people taking a look at it.
Should I move it out? Away. Was already LGTM'd by somebody. Add. Okay. I need to assign to myself as well. Sorry for the noise. I think it's already looked at by Ed, so I think I just can take a look and approve it. Pod resources verify count for terminal pods. Okay, so there is a bug, and this is a reproducer for this bug.
We talked about last week, if I remember correctly. So this one basically is a reproducer for a behavior which we need to figure out if it's correct or not. So there is not the specification, not enough specification in the pod resources API. So I think we need to do triage.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, this is a change for EC2 jobs.
Yeah, so this one is quite safe and straightforward. I'm making changes. Well, let me see. In the AWS provider code where we keep the make test ET stuff in there. I need to deprecate that thing. Basically, the make file, I've got rid of the defaults on it, so I need to set the defaults on a job, and then clean it up after 128 is released. But yeah, this is just the default value that's been removed from the make files. So we can measure that right now.
Okay. Can I trust you that it's all?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it all for EC2?
It's not gonna break anything.
Yeah, many EC2 jobs are now red, so I didn't even mention that. Hopefully we can get.
Yeah, so DIMS is building EKS armies and they're missing a few flags. That's a new one. But the core jobs are green and have been for some time.
Yeah. Another job to migrate container EC2 tests.
Yeah, so I need to. Okay, so this was a fun one. So the container D E3 test upstream, I should say, doesn't use kubetest2, so I need to make it do that. But kubetest2 doesn't understand node env yet, so I need to patch that as well. And
So
then
this already merged, right?
no, so that's the patch in Kubernetes. Kubetest2, I can't pass that flag yet, so I need to fix that.
As well. Okay. Got it. So where's no motor then?
That's not ready yet. So I'll need to fix all that stuff downstream. Come back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if we need it strictly. I think sidecars will test will run. Yeah, I don't want to risk breaking anything.
Pretty much my thoughts also.
You still find being assigned here, Francesca?
Yeah, yes, I'm fine. I did half of review, not the full review. So there are two things from my side. First of all, I agree with you. This looks not too bad, looks okay, but probably not the best time to merge that. And yeah, once I'm sure that no existing tester skipped, looks good to me, and then we can evaluate if we can merge or not. So looks half good, I'd say.
And by the way, we discovered few problems with sidecars and all sort of managers. 129
Yeah,
will be clean.
yeah. Okay, this is mine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Thanks.
Simplifying queue and hint by introducing new statuses. Queue and hint function. Okay, I don't think it's related to this group. Okay, so it's clean up. I think we can postpone it. Is there anybody looking into that?
You can sign me out.
I already have Patrick, so I don't think we necessarily have to do it.
No worries.
Tuning density pods, test runtime CPU.
I started looking at this, and I have a question for this Norm, which is this fixes because previously you exceed the 0.6 and now with 0.8 you coded it, but should we just bump the timeout? Feels fuzzy to just bump the timeout.
Yeah, I had the same question on this one because I thought that it was basically ensuring that the CPU didn't exceed the limit set, and we're just bumping it higher, basically. Adding more fuzz to the test.
Can you comment on that? Or Todd?
Yeah, I can. Feel free to CC me. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, same. Patrick is already here, so we'll just skip it. Same. I vaguely remember there was a huge PR before, and now it's like smaller PRs. Can't use CPU set as restartable init container. Oh, okay. So this is a sidecar issue that we discussed. It's beyond this forum. It's a product change. Right, test to be table driven. I think SIG testing will be the best to get the best practices here. Okay, many comments. If anybody wants to participate in this discussion, please CC yourself. Otherwise, I'll just move to needs reviewer unless it's LGTM'd. Yeah. Table tests. Table tests is syntax or sugar, as I understand. I don't have any preferences one way or another.
I kind of feel like table tests are better for if you have like several combinations of the same test with slightly different variants. But that's fine. Let's move it. Let's move along.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Mohammed, this one that you mentioned, right? Oh no, it may be different. Oh, the restart with health. See. Mohammed, do you know if it's EC2 related or ARM related?
It may be EC2 kernel related. The stat summary has been failing on the 5.10 kernels for a while. I've looked into some and never actually figured out why.
What can I mention you?
A quick question, Todd. Is that running the 6.1 kernel version?
I would assume it's not. Is this an AL2 or AL 2023?
Because if I recall correctly, we saw this from like the first day that we started doing EC2 testing, and it disappeared when we picked a very modern OS.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this, which kernel this ARM test is using. That is 2023.
Yeah, Stats API, it's a little bit fragile. I remember, and maybe I may be wrong, but I think this test is like huge. It tests like in one test it has tests for all sorts of metrics simultaneously. Or runtime element. Runtime element, by the way, may be related to some parameters, like we may not pass the right parameters to find a container D C group, but I don't remember. I mean, I have very vague memory about this. It may be very much configuration problem rather than kernel problem. Okay, I think I send you. Please take a look. If you have questions, reach out. Imports using business with should always repeat one. Okay, so do you want to be assigned here as well? I just mentioned.
Yeah, you can tap me as well. I'll look at this one too. Maybe something. The ARM tests also run on GCP, correct?
Yeah, but this one I showed earlier started failing on 21st. So I think it was, I mean, we can double check on 21st whether this test were passing. If they did, then it's EC2 problem or configuration problem. If not, then we need to, I mean, I hope it's not a wider issue. I hope it's just configuration problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're at the end of this segment, and I want to move to bug triage. And for that, Mike, do you want to drive it as we discussed? I can make it.
Yes. Yeah, I can help with that. I just don't see the dashboard in the document. Oh, I see it now. Okay.
So I'll stop presenting.
Apologies in advance. Okay. Yeah, I think I have co-host now. Thanks. Apologies in advance for if there's too much noise. If it's really bad, let me know and I'll move to another place. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Well, do we have a dashboard for this, or do we have just like this query?
Yeah, we actually have a dashboard for bugs. Let me share it.
Because yeah, I don't see it here. I see like triage for tests.
Share it in the chat.
Okay. I'm gonna add it to the document as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, we have only 5 bucks.
It's actually 4
Mhm.
because dashboard also counts the informational message. Yeah,
Oh, right. Interesting. Okay, so we have more issues. Kubelet panics when allocate device for bots. Concurrent box to kubelet. Okay.
I looked at that, and again I forgot to fix the board status. Sorry about that. So seems legit. I'm not sure how often this happens. So the priority and the fix depends also on that part. We are investigating in that. Thank you.
Thanks. Let's put it under.
Is it when it has started? Is it?
It's a race that it was pretty much always present. It was made more frequent when a new call was added to the device manager API. I can elaborate, but still. So basically, it really looks like a race which has been there from a long, long time. And yeah.
I'm trying to assess if we need it for 128 specifically, or we can just wait for 128.1.
I think, and based on information saved at the moment, I think it could wait to the 128.1 to whatever Z stream, I think.
Thanks.
Okay. I think I'll remove the triage. That should work for this because I already has all the labels required. Okay. Readiness failed of Kubernetes service endpoints exist. The API with QMS. If any probe fail, the services will still exist, default namespaces. Okay. And go. Is this unexpected behavior? I'm not really sure. It kind of sounds like it's normal. Basically, if one of the probe fails, services shouldn't, according to the services, should not exist. Okay. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't look like node.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a node problem. It's an endpoint controller, I think.
Is API machinery the right fix for this?
Maybe
Do we have another?
SIG networking, maybe better fit.
Network or networking?
I think it's network.
Okay.
I also always mixing them up.
That's good. What do we do with the board? Do we remove it from here?
Yeah, just remove it from the board.
Let's see.
Yeah, go back and just.
Remove from board. Okay. Okay, just move it. Let's see. Last transition time of pod. Last transition time of pod ready condition. Roll back to previous. Okay. What do you expect to happen? Keep last transition time. Pod ready correct. Transmission proxy. Set kubelet to use proxy instead of kubelet. Do some pod. Ready condition. Okay. I see this in 120. This has been a while. Totally condition is not only updated by kubelet, but also by kube controller manager. I didn't know that. It's different with other conditions. I do agree with that. It kind of feels like you should use the latest time instead of the early one.
Yeah, I wonder why we do it in controller manager.
I didn't know that we had that. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, I know. Like, if node controller manager, node lifecycle controller loses connectivity to the node, it will update all the ready state for all the pods to latest time. So it will basically mark all the pods as unreachable because node is unreachable.
Okay, that makes sense. But the thing is, why is it does seem like a bug that is using the early time.
Yeah, but what we need to understand is why node lifecycle controller believes that node is disappeared. I think we can triage it as needs information and ask for node controller, node lifecycle controller logs to understand why node lifecycle controller believes that pod ready state needs to be updated.
He's got it on like step 4, so he stops his proxy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this proxy doing. So you're saying that the proxy actually breaks the connection between node and the API server?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming it was doing. Yeah, HTTP proxy from the worker node to the Kube API server, get everything going, and kill the proxy so you break the connection, but leave kubelet running, and then restart the proxy so the kubelet reestablishes the connection, and then you see this weird last update time or last transition time issue. So I guess he's using the proxy to like simulate a transient network issue, I guess.
So time 1 is when it became ready. Time 2 is what is time 2?
When it became unready because they stopped the proxy.
Oh, okay.
And then time 3 they restart the proxy, and then that should be a transition to ready again.
Oh, I see. So kubelet resetted back to whatever it remembers. Because
So yeah.
server actually was there. I think it's a feature request rather than bug. I think kubelet, yeah.
Yeah, because they're independent, right? And at the end, like Kubernetes doesn't have any idea of the status set by kube controller manager, so it just uses whatever it had before.
It's one I wonder if it's worth fixing. Like kubelet would have to start polling the status to see if like KCM has changed it. So it may not be aware that it lost connectivity to the API server.
Yeah, I think what we may fix it as part of another bug that we have with probes. Like today, when kubelet restarts, it will start with empty slate. So it will say that everything became not ready, even though it was ready before. So what we want to do is to read the last status from API server when kubelet restarts, so it will know the status. But I don't know whether we want to change it for regular kubelet sync loop. Do you want to reread the status every time and then only change it to later time? I don't know.
Yeah, this one, he's not restarting kubelet. He's just interrupting the network temporarily. Let's even, yeah.
I think we can reclassify it as a feature request and ask a topic starter what's the side effect, like what is wrong beyond. I mean, it's inconsistency in data, but how is it affecting the customer?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I'll put it like this. Sometimes. Is it like this with a dash?
No, just simply feature without request
Kind feature, okay.
and remove it from dashboard as well.
Okay. I don't see the box feature. Okay, it's gone now. Okay, last one. Pod volume file system is corrupted, causing the program to get stuck when accessing files, leading to program freeze. Okay. What file is corrupted? But the program, I guess, I'm building the container. Handle pod. Slightly normal. Okay.
It will be an interesting challenge to write a test for that.
So maybe a timeout would be. I mean, there is a detection for file system maybe corrupted. So we reproduce pod volumes file system exception. Right.
Yeah, for this bug, I typically leave it to SIG storage to deal with that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there a pull request?
There's a pull request. Yeah, I don't know if it's to solve this. Yeah, just adding a timeout. Ten seconds. 10 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, is pull request marked? I mean, as long as can you see the bug if there are discussion from SIG storage? If there is, then just bail out.
I mean, it's already in storage. Do you want to remove from those?
I think we can keep SIG node. It just maybe check the version. If version is okay, then I think we can just put it as a
Master. Okay.
So I think he's saying like if you get like a corrupted file system to where your file system access hangs, like which happens if like NFS disconnects for whatever reason, like kubelet hangs, and that's like that happens all over the place. Like basically anytime we try to root a file, it'll hang, and I don't know if there's a whole lot that can be done.
Yeah, that's why I said it will be fun to write a test on that. Like, how do we even do that?
Yeah, I've seen it happen a lot with primarily with NFS.
Yeah.
NFS, like and then kubelet hangs.
Yeah, I've seen some cases with that as well. I don't know. It seems like a timeout is a good solution for those cases, but I don't know if like it's entirely a reliable way.
Yeah, the problem is it blocks in the system call,
Oh, okay.
and which consumes a real OS thread in Go. So
Okay.
you might be able to like time out, but you still are blocking an OS thread and you start consuming those. It's just a really unfortunate thing.
Okay. This looks like a long term. I mean, there's no cap associated with it. How do we usually define between long term and soon?
Soon is something that typically regression of this version or something that we have to fix in this version. This
Okay.
bug probably existed for like since the beginning of Kubernetes. So I think
Right.
it's more I wouldn't say feature request, but maybe like long-term bug. And I would
Yeah.
try to accept it and let SIG storage to try to suggest anything.
That's not reasonable. It's already involved. Okay.
And write something like comment saying like SIG storage, what do you think about this fix or something? As Todd mentioned, if this will lead to resource leaking, that it's potential for DDoS. I don't know what's better,
Right.
kubelet or DDoS.
I mean, both are denial of service anyway. But yeah, let's see what they think about. Let's move it to backlog or in progress. I guess backlog makes sense, right? Oh, that was sorry.
No, don't touch storage thing.
Yeah, my bad. I took the wrong one. Let's put triage.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, looks like we're done with the triage. Do we go for the other ones?
We only have 2 minutes left, so I would suggest we stop on that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Want to fish out some things out of needs triage. There is a link for that on top. Like on the second box, there is a link on the recent updates and needs triage.
Okay.
No, down below. Next
Oh, yeah,
one.
I see this one. Okay.
No,
Go
this
here.
one, yeah. So if you open
Let's have
this,
a list of them.
yeah, those are everything that was recently updated. So you can
Okay.
see if somebody replied on needs triage.
Mhm.
We don't have time for that. I think maybe next time.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do it next time.
Okay, any other topics for the day? Thanks, Mike, for leading triage. Maybe next time we can extend the experiment. Thank you,
Yeah, happy
everybody.
to help.
Bye-bye.
Bye.